Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Oracle Apex Pakistan community, I would like to welcome you all for another session. And again, with Gul Rahman, with a very featured topic, two-factor authentication with Oracle Application Express. Gul Rahman, I'd like to welcome you. Thank you very much for being here. And please show us what you got. The mic is yours.
Thanks, Salim, and thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, while you're sharing, as usual, if you have any question, please put them in the Q&A, not in the chat, and we will try our best to answer them at the end of the session. This session is going to be recorded and will be available in a few days. All right, go on.
Sure. So, is my screen shared with you?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Thanks, Salim, as he introduced that this is Gul Rahman, an Oracle Apex developer from Pakistan, based in UAE. Recently, I switched my job from Pakistan to UAE. It is Salah Group. Recently, I'm working. So today is the topic of two-factor authentication with Apex application. We are going to demonstrate two-factor authentication with Apex application. So what is two-factor authentication? Actually, the implementation of something you know and something you have. This is called two-factor authentication. What does it mean that something you know? Like it means
I
that
think, Gul, you need to switch on the slide, right?
light.
No, the slide. Is this the first slide or?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what does it mean? It mean that what is actually two-factor authentication? It means that you must have two-factor uh, to access your account. The first factor is something like you know your login and password combination, and the second is something like you
So,
know.
sorry to interrupt you, Gul. Some people say it's a bit low, the sound. If you can raise your voice just a little bit,
Sure.
I
Uh,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. And the second is something like you have like an SMS, email, and social app. There are some third-party tool also, Google and Microsoft, which is providing you a built-in OTP app. But we are talking about our custom OTP. We will generate our custom OTP while using a built-in package of Oracle that is dbms underscore random dot value, and then that OTP we will store in our hidden page item, and then we will need to send that OTP to the user while using SMS API, either to SMS, email, and social apps like WhatsApp. And the second factor, like an SMS, email, and social app, adds an extra layer of protection to your account. Even if hackers steal your password, so they can't log in because they don't have your mobile device. Why two-factor authentication is important? Because of 90% password can be cracked in less than 6 hours, or maybe less or more, and two-thirds of people use the same password everywhere. Even I myself using the same password for every account. And sophisticated cyber attackers have the power to test billions of passwords every second. And the vulnerability of password is the main reason for requiring and using this two-factor authentication. I think this picture is truly showing the implementation of two-factor authentication, which actually showing that something you know and something you have. Most two-factor authentication systems are designed to ascertain one of two factors, like something you know That means that you know the user credential, you have the username and password combination, and something you have. It means that you have the user device through which you will get a security code, through which you will get an OTP or something like that. If someone know your password, they might have access. They might not have access to your device, which will be an extra added layer to your authentication. So how we can achieve this goal, how we can implement this two-factor authentication with Apex application. So Apex does provide a good control to implement a solid user access policy, but these control need to be enabled, configured, and verified. We will do a little bit of customization. We will validate our user before generating the OTP, and after that generating, we will customize the login page. We will do some hide and show. We will play with the dynamic action and some PLSQL code while calling API and generating the OTP. And this two-factor is actually gives an extra adding layer user access security policy. Apex makes it easy for developer to design and implement this solid two-factor authentication scheme without dependency of any third-party solution like Google and Microsoft OTP solution. So how we will achieve this two-factor authentication, how we will implement this two-factor authentication in our Apex application. First of all, we will need to create a user table. So it means that we will switch our application from application user scheme to custom authentication scheme. And then we will need to create a custom authentication function for custom authentication scheme. The third one, Alertify plugin, we are only using for error handling in dynamic action. We are using it while using PLSQL in dynamic action just to show an error message, a human readable error message. So we are using this Alertify plugin. And on global page, we are taking two hidden page item. The first one is for error message, and the second one is for success message notification. We will do this in practically now. Let's we have to switch into the application. And before generating up OTP, we will validate our user if the username and password is matching with the database table entry record. So the system will generate the OTP, and then that OTP will be sending to the user through email, WhatsApp, and SMS. So let's coming towards the application, and let's start implementing of this two-factor authentication. Here I have already created an application. Just Yes, this application already I have created, which is actually the application which in which my user scheme is the built-in application user scheme. Now I need to switch this user scheme to my custom authentication scheme. So for that, I will need a user table, and then I will need to write a function to switch this application from application user scheme to custom authentication scheme. So here is the code I have prepared. Later on. We will share this application as well also with you guys. Here is a table. I will need it to write. Here is already I will need to create a table, and it's being created. I need to add a user. insert one user. It could be Pakistan Oracle Apex group. It could be unlocked, and I would like to add my contact number along with the email. Now it's been inserted. Now what is the second step? The second step for this application, I need to switch my application from application user scheme to custom authentication. This is application express account current scheme. So now I need to switch this application to custom authentication scheme. So for custom authentication scheme, what I will need to write a function either here or on the backend. So here we will need two procedure and two function. First one function is for custom authentication. Second function is for validating the user before generating the OTP. And the first procedure is for calling SMS API. Second procedure is for calling WhatsApp API. So let's me have to instead of writing individual function, individual program, I will need to create a package of for all these function and procedure. So here I have a code. I will need to create a package. I will create a function and procedure step by step. Here I am creating a package, and the function will be function user authentication with these two input parameters, which is username and password, which will return a boolean. And I will need to create this package specification. Okay, now this is created. I'm going to here I will need to select package or OTP Apex application. Now the specification for this package is ready. I will need a a package body. It could be OTP Apex, uh, and what else I will need here? Here I will need the function body. So I will need to copy this function and will paste it here. So this is the function. What it's actually doing, it's returning a boolean based on these input parameters, and it's checking the user. If the user and password combination is made and the status is unlocked, so it will allow the user that it will return boolean true. Otherwise, it will return false. So this uh, I think yes. Instead of I think it's difficult to find. Later on, I will create. So I am creating an individual program. So now this function is this function is created. I will need to check the function user auth which has been created and it's compiled successfully. So now I will need to switch my application from application user scheme to custom authentication scheme. So here what I will need to add this function name. Then my my user will be coming from the table instead of application user. I will need to apply change, and I will need to go back, and I need to check the user. Here my password is COE. So it's working fine. Now what else I needed? I need to customize the login page. And on this login page, I will pass some validation messages, some error handling messages. So for that, I need two hidden page item on global page through which from the login page I will pass some message to that global page, and it will call an Alertify plugin to show the success notification and to show the error notification. So here I have mentioned also the plugin for error handling. This is Alertify plugin, and I will download. I think I have already, so I will use it in my application. I need to upload. Yes, this is Alertify plugin. I need to install in my inside in my application. Okay, so this plugin is installed. What else I need? I need two hidden page item on global page to call this plugin for error handling and for success notification message. First one is for success message and second one is for error message. Both these items will be hidden. This region will be with blank with no attributes, and I'm calling this dynamic action to show success message. When this item is not null and when this item is changed, then I'll call Alertify plugin. Yes, this plugin, and it will show a notification. It will show success. What coming inside in this page item for any success message I will pass from the login page. It will hit this page item and will call this plugin. And what will be the delay time, like for how many seconds this plugin will stay there, and this notification will stay there. And similarly I need to create for error message. When this item is not null, then Alertify plugin. This could be notification and this will be error message. And I'm calling the same item name. What else error message is coming inside in this page item? It will call this plugin and will show the error message, the error notification. So now it's done. Uh, Now I'm starting the part of OTP. So here I have a built-in authentication process, and I have one built-in login button. Here I need another login button which could be with the name of generated OTP. I will need to OTP. Yes. And here I need another region. Uh,
I think we have a question from Richmond. Is there any blog for this documentation? Probably he's referring to the steps of the plugin and setting up the plugin. It,
uh, Sorry, I'm not sure. Sorry.
yeah, somebody's asking, is there any blog for this documentation? I think they are referring to the steps of the plugin setup.
This plugin setup.
Yeah,
Uh, uh, this plugin link we will share. I think their code is available on the GitHub. So we will share.
great. So
And
you can visit the plugin itself, and I think there is documentation there.
yes, there is
Yeah,
a documentation. I think this is available on the GitHub.
perfect. And plus, today's session will be recorded as well and will be shared in a few days, so you can see the steps and view them later.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
So I'm creating a sub-region, and here I will add a hidden page item. Here we will generate an OTP, and that OTP will be stored in a hidden page item. So here I am calling this hidden page item with OTPS. That means OTP sending any name you guys can give to this hidden page item. Uh, Initially it could be text field. I'm showing it, it will not be a hidden. Then later on for testing it will be visible, then I will hide it. So this is a region, and it could be a parent of the first region, which is login. Okay. So here this I have another. Okay, this could be button. I'm duplicating it. Duplicate with the same string and the same template property. Generate OTP, and this will be with the label. So here now on behalf of this page item, which uh, on this page on this button we will write some PLSQL code. First of all, we will check the username. If the username is not null, then in this dynamic action, we will check the password. If the username and password is not null and both are validating the database table entry record, which is our user, so then it will generate an OTP, and that OTP will be returning to this hidden page item. So on behalf of this hidden page item, we are hiding and showing these two buttons. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a a dynamic action, hide and show. When this OTP is not null, so then it will show default login button. And when this is null, so it will hide. And similarly, for generated OTP button, it will be vice versa. When the generated OTP is uh, when this OTP is not null, so this will be hide. Generated OTP will be hide, otherwise it will be shown. So it means that this button is only will be displayed when the OTP is not generated. So now here we have uh, I'm going to this template, remove body padding, and this could be header. So now Here on this button, we are doing some action. We are writing a, creating a dynamic action, and the name of this dynamic action will be generate OTP when click on this button. So now here is the part that we are writing a PLSQL code. Here we will need to check our username and password. First one variable is for success message. Second one is for error message. And the third one is for OTP generation. It could be a number. So what I'm doing, I'm writing if else statement here. If username is not null, if username is null, then it will uh, throw an error message. Please enter username. Else if password, I'm checking password. If the password is not, if password is null, then error message could be please enter password. Else here in else statement we will generate OTP, and then that OTP we will assign to a hidden page item which we already created on this login page, which is OTPS. So I'm writing that page item which will be equal to the OTP v underscore OTP. Now in this else statement we are generating OTP. Here I have sample code.
I think you have some syntax error, Gul. Can you go to the code, please?
Yeah, I did not save it. I'm completing it.
Yeah.
Just I'm generating an OTP. So here is the code. I need to generate OTP. Uh, this is a built-in package we are using for generating a random number and assigning it to this variable. Then the data of this variable will be returning to this hidden page item, and the error message this error message it will we are returning to a hidden global page item which is we already created our global page which is p0 error. It will be equal to this error message. So
I think it's line number 9, else if.
so now here we need a third else if statement. So what we will do in that third else if statement, before generating OTP, we are we are making this username and password with our database table entry record. So for that we need another function to validate the user, that is this user and password combination or match, is this validate or not. So for that we need another function. which already I have. I will need to copy and paste, which is actually returning a number. If the username and password is made, so it will return 1, otherwise it will return 0. So I need to change the name of this function, user validation. This function is created. So now I am going to add another else statement. I need to pass the input parameter, which is username and password, which already like the first statement. If the username is null, so it will throw an error, please enter username. If the password is null, so it will throw an error, please enter the password. Now if it's returning a 0, it means if the username and password is not matched with the database table entry record, so then the error message will be something, error message, please, or something like incorrect username and password. Else it will generate an OTP and will assign to this hidden page item. Sorry, I did not compile. Now it's okay. uh, Item to submit, there we use username and password, and item to return is the first one is OTPS, the one which we generated OTP from DBMS random package, and this error message, and the second one is success. For error message and success message, we uh, for error message it's fine, but for success message here we have to add success message OTP generated successfully. So now I need to assign to the success page item on global page this success message variable. So now I'm creating an OTP. If I'm not providing any username and password and clicking on this, so it's showing me an error that please enter the username. I would like to add a username and not putting the password. It's showing me an error, please enter password. I'm putting a wrong password, so it's giving me an error, incorrect username and password. So now I am providing the actual password. So it's giving me a successful OTP generated, successful notification message, and also it the OTP which actually it returned in a hidden page item. And here I need to create a clear button as well, just to show you there are two buttons, and both of these buttons are actually based upon condition. One is display and one is hide. Clear. When click on this button, clear OTP is I need to clear this OTP. Now OTP is clear. I need to again to put. Now this is here are two buttons. The first one is for generated OTP and the second one is the default login button. So if when it successfully generate the OTP, so this the generated OTP button will be hard and the default login button will be displayed. Let's see. So now it's look like that their label is changed, but actually there are two buttons. One is hard and the second one is display. So now it here we or need this OTP in our email. We need this OTP in our SMS. We need this OTP in WhatsApp. So first of all, we are coming towards email, then WhatsApp, then SMS. So here we have a built-in API of apex underscore mail dot send. I would like to use it inside the generated OTP dynamic action. I will use this where the OTP is generated in else statement. And here I need the current user email, uh, which I will pick from the username. So here I will leave mobile variable mobile, and also I need an email. So I have a user table, Salim, and I need from user table mobile and their password. So now once the OTP is generating, so it will be returning the mobile and email into those variables which already I declared into mobile and email from user, of which user which is currently generating the OTP, where username here we need to use uppercase. So now the email will be coming from the user table and will be this email will be shoot out to that particular user, and this is a subject, um, OTP with Apex application, and the body will be hi, please find your OTP for Apex application, and this is the OTP variable we have already passed it in this statement. Yes, okay. I need to validate incorrect username and password. OTP generated successfully. Let me check my email. So now I'm getting my OTP through email. So it means that now there is no need of this hidden page item. I will hide it from the user. Again, I'm creating some generate OTP. It's sending another OTP which is 708823. And here I need another page item in which I will input my OTP which I receive in my email, which I will receive in my mobile or WhatsApp. So here I will need, after password, here I will need another page item, and this page item will be based upon condition. When the OTP when the OTP is not null, this item will be displayed, otherwise it will be hidden. Now I have generating. So this OTP I will get from my email. I get another OTP which is 450892. Now there actually I need a comparison between OTP and the one which I put in this input field. So here we are coming towards the built-in login page, and here two steps we are missing. That is calling SMS API and calling WhatsApp API. So we are coming for that. We have a procedure. I'm writing a procedure. So for SMS, we have a third-party API provider in Pakistan, that is based sms.pk. This company is actually providing you an API along with the username and password, along with the payload. So now we are going how to call this API and how to send SMS from Apex application using PLSQL while calling this API. So for that, I have a procedure. I would like to add this procedure inside the application, and will call here. I need to add this procedure. Uh, this is a procedure having some input parameter like a recipient, SMS, masking, and delivery status. These are the API. We have a variable uh, having a username and password, uh, and the text, for the text we have a variable, and this variable is assigned to this input parameter, which will get which will be getting from the application user interface. So this is the way how we are calling this SMS API, and this is a standard procedure. I'm sharing it with you all guys then later, and this is a procedure I'm creating. Then I'm calling it. I think I have already this procedure. Yes, sorry. I have already this procedure, and I have already called it. So how I will call this procedure? Begin, and this is the way that we can call this procedure. Now this I haven't the Pakistani contact number, and I haven't this API, but this is the way. I will share this procedure with you guys, and you guys can call and test. this API. Now the second procedure is for WhatsApp. So for WhatsApp, there is a third party appchat which actually breaking the WhatsApp authorization. And without QR code scanning, you guys can send SMS from Apex application. So for that, for this, actually this is a paid API, and for 3 days, this is free of cost. After that, they will charge you. So for this, we have a procedure which in which inside the procedure we are calling. I'm going here. I think I have already this API. Yes, this is the API which is actually providing you an API and a token which is breaking the WhatsApp authorization. So now I'm going to create this something. I think I have already created. Yes, this procedure is created, and now I need to send OTP through this procedure that is for. So here we have a two parameters. The first one is for mobile, and the second one is SMS. And in that SMS, we have we concatenated the system generated OTP, which will receive the user inside their WhatsApp. So this is the way that they can you guys can call SMS API, WhatsApp API, and you guys can send this OTP through email, SMS, and WhatsApp. So I'm going to run it, and I am going to generate. I think my OTP, my app chat API is my chat API is expired. So um, I will comment it. But this is the way how to send OTP to WhatsApp and SMS. Now I am getting this OTP through email. This is the OTP. But if I provide an invalid OTP, so it will accept the OTP. Now I need validation between both these OTP which I am putting and the one which is stored in the hidden page item. So for that, I will customize the login process. And what I will do, declare begin if this OTP, I'm going to do it NVL, is not equal to the OTP which the user will input, that is OTP is not equal to this, then else do this. Here I'm throwing an error message that invalid, that this is invalid OTP. So for that we have a built-in package apex underscore error dot add underscore error message. I will change it that invalid OTP. Please provide a valid OTP. Else it will allow the user. So here we can also do that if the username and password is not null. Here we will need else is null. Please enter username. So this is what again for the second time we are checking that if the username and password is not null, so then kindly please enter the username and password in case if the OTP is not made, so it will give an error that please provide a valid OTP. And we have another uh, validation which is user validation, and we for that we have write a package. We will pass two input parameter. The first one is username, the second one is password. If it returning 0, then sorry, then it will throw an error, user incorrect username and password. So I think this is fine now. POAG, and I need to generate OTP. I'm getting that OTP uh, through email, which is 93. If if I put it wrong and I'm going to start a login, so it give me the error that invalid OTP. Please provide a valid OTP. So it could be 0, and then it will allow the end user to access the application. So there we can enhance it also, like we can do that. Here we create a hidden page item for time, and we can do it for OTP expiration as well. Now this it's all up to you that you guys storing that the time in the hidden page item or in the table, and then matching the time with the system date that after how much time it would be expired. So I think these kind of enhancement we can do. So that's it from our side, and in case if you feel any problem, so we are there. And I hope that I will share the code and including with the application with the slides, so then you guys can start and you guys can implement this two-factor authentication with your Apex application. Thank you.
Amazing, Gul. You made it seem very easy to utilize two-factor authentication with Oracle Apex. And I like the idea that, yes, you can still enhance on that and
Yes.
add a timer. So your OTP will expire, and you have to
Just
make
one
sure that,
thing.
Yeah,
One thing I forgot, actually, there must be a reset of OTP, a resend OTP button as well. So in that case, what you guys will do, the same code which we have added behind the generated OTP button, you guys can duplicate and rename the label of this button to resend OTP. So then it will work for you guys. That it will the system and the application this those button will resend the OTP to you. Thank you, sir.
perfect. So you will be making this available together with the Apex application that you're showing today?
Yes, I will make it available.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I think you made it super easy. That was amazing and a lot of information in this session. Gul, you are amazing as usual. Um,
Thank
I think that's it. I love to see more sessions in Oracle Pakistan community. If you like to participate, please communicate directly with me. I'll be here. I'll manage it and I'll make sure that it will be available. Unlike previously, we might have now a longer period. So next session will be maybe after 2 or 3 months. So to have enough content. Thank you guys a lot. Have a great day. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Salam. Thank you. Thank you so much.